All right, Mr. Booth, we are live. You just brought to my attention. I left it the winter series for Stockton Lake, which that's not what we're talking about today, but we'll roll with it, man. What's up, Josh? How are you, man? You're try it again, Josh. You're still muted.
All right, now can you hear me?
Guys, if you guys don't know, this is our first time ever doing.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
What's up, man? How are you? How you been?
Good. Loving this warm weather we've been having and getting excited to kick the series off for 2024.
Yeah, man. Me too.
We're almost there.
Yeah, it seems like it's right around the corner. A couple weeks we'll have the Taney 20. We're going to talk about the onlines today, the monthlies. But yeah, man, it's this warm weather's been, giving me the itch to get out on the water and get fishing. But yeah, dude, I'm ready.
Yeah, and with we got Lake of the Ozarks this weekend too, and some warm. Good. This could be a fun one. We got some guys even coming down from Nebraska that are ready to get on the water, so they're going to be coming down to fish that event as well.
Yeah, I commented on Chris Longshore's post. I was like, haven't you taken enough already, Missouri money and, from here? But it looks like they're coming down. They're probably looking to fish at, a good time and all that. But
should be a good tournament.
Yeah, man, I think so too. I think it'll be a good turnout. Anglers in action on Sunday too, so should be some good fishing this weekend. I talked to Lance Burst today. He came by the shop today. He said that people were catching them, so hopefully you guys can stay on that bite and figure something out.
Yeah, for sure. I think it should be a fun one and a good way to wrap up the winter series.
Yep, for sure. Well, let's we've got a couple guys in the club and whatnot that are just going through some tough times right now. Last podcast we talked about the Stacy Jordan benefit tournament. Guys, if you guys can get signed up for that, it's a pretty cool format. Josh, run us down on that format real quick.
Yeah, it's a 2-month-long online event. You can fish any public water. It's nationwide in your own state. You don't have to be in Missouri, and it's a multi-species event. So your best 5 fish score is going to be based off of 2 bass, 2 perch, and 1 crappie. So it's a good little mixed bag you got to get there to score. And we're going to pay out 50% of the pot, and then the other 50% is going to go towards the family.
Yeah, Stacy's a great guy. He's actually part of the pro staff this year as well for Eco. But you see if you can support. And then, man, Dorman Huey, man, sounds like he's had a rough one lately.
Yeah, Dorman, life can get you, and he's been a big part of MoYak from the beginning. And he's going to have some hard times, and he's going to need he's got some heart issues, and looks like he's going to need a transplant. So that's some pretty serious stuff. So our prayers and thoughts are with him. There is a GoFundMe page set up for him. If anybody would like to make a donation, please go ahead and donate. He's been kind of roughing it lately, with no power and, having a hard time making ends meet. So, this new illness is just going to make things a lot harder. So any way we can help out would be great. Last I looked, it looked like over $3,000 had been raised for him so far. So that should really help the family out a lot, as I think the next step is for him getting on a waiting list to get that heart transplant. So this is some pretty serious stuff.
Yeah, no donations too small. Give what you're comfortable with. Don't give out of your means. And if you can, bless him and bless that family. That's what it's all about. It's why we're kayakers. There's just we're together with each other, and it's almost like a family. So if you guys can support that, that would be really appreciated. Got some other cool news. Us here at Eco Fishing Shop, we're doing the Big 3 bonus. So we've picked out 3 lakes that typically draw our biggest numbers. We did this. We announced it to our pro staff, and we're going to talk to them about it and let them know that, they're able to win that as well. But we're going to give it to whoever wins the tournament. So you get a $150 gift card here to Eco Fishing Shop. If you can, use it in store. If not, we'll figure out a way to use it online. But we just want to give back to whoever wins it, just as a little bonus.
Yeah, it's a great little bonus, on top of winning that money. First place is going to pay out, almost $1,000 or $1,000, all the time. And then you get that little extra bonus if, someone's just getting in the sport. I mean, one victory and a trip to the Eco Shop could get you in a brand new rig. That's the way I started out thinking, was all my winnings had to go to upgrades. If I won a big bass pot, okay, well, I need a new fish finder, or and that was how I justified spending money to myself in the beginning. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we're excited to be a part of that, and we'll doing the Taney 20 again. We're sponsoring that as well, but we're just excited to get in events and give where we can and do that. But I think $150 kind of can go a long way with kayaks, and if you guys are looking at doing something, we can definitely help you guys out. So we're excited about that. We've got Chris Robs waiting in the background, but we want to talk about the onlines and the monthlies. Today's the last day, I guess, until 6 o'clock in the morning to get signed up. But we wanted to talk about those and just kind of get guys excited about that. Chris won the AOY last year. Got some new rules going on this year. I won't point any fingers, but we got some new stuff. But let's get Chris in here, and we can start talking about some of the monthlies.
Yeah, we got just a couple little new items for the monthly onlines this year. One of those is it's going to be all the way across the board, not just for the monthly onlines, but for all of 2024. I've got a new payout formula set up for MoYak. I actually, honestly, I stole it from a poker tournament payout structure. So I started plugging some numbers into it, and it works really good for what we do, and it really beefs up the bottom end of the payout and it balances out. So first place ain't winning everything. And so even if you're coming in, down there towards fifth, sixth, or seventh place, you're still going to win at least 150, $200. So the bottom end's getting jacked up this year, and it's going to be a lot easier for me to take care of everything using this new payout app where I just got to plug in numbers and boom, it just tells me. So it makes my life a lot easier. And I think the anglers, I've talked about it with several other anglers, and it seems to be well received, and everyone really likes the new numbers that are coming out of these formulas. So that's going to be one thing. The only other difference that's really going to be this is just going to apply to the monthly onlines and the Big Bass Bounty. Those two events, excuse me, we now have a no sandbagging rule. You can call it the Dominguez rule, the Chris Robs rule. There's a lot of the Dorman Huey rule. There's a lot of famous sandbaggers out there, and but from now on, you've got 72 hours to submit your fish. I think that's plenty of time, if you're busy with life or whatever, if you're fishing. But any fish that's caught and is submitted after that 72-hour period window will not be accepted. So once you catch your fish, make sure you get them uploaded to the Tourney X leaderboard.
Cool, man. That sounds good. Speaking of the online AOY 2023 winner, what's up, Robs? How are you, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good, man. Good, man. Glad to have you on here. We're going to talk about the onlines tonight, and they can pay out pretty good, but numbers got to be good. And it seems like numbers are a little bit down this year. But tell us, like last year, what how the onlines went for you and all that.
Well, obviously, getting AOI, they went pretty well. With the group of anglers we got too, it's not an easy feat. I've fished the onlines 3 out of the 4 years that I've been in the club, and that was obviously I've never finished like first. That was my first one, so I put a lot of time into it.
It does take a lot of time. I mean, it's a grind. And in the past, this is one thing I forgot to mention too. There's always been no drops. You got to fish every month, every event, March through September.
Yep.
This year we are allowing one score to be dropped. So
what?
if you,
That's new.
That's brand new for this year. So one score can be dropped on your monthly online. So, so you got March, April, May, June, July, August, and September. So those are 7 months. So your total AOI score is going to be based off of the best 6 of 7 months. And that all begins tomorrow. So, anybody's watching this that hasn't signed up yet and may want to get involved in this, sign up now. Even if you can't get on the water for a couple weeks, they still got the later end of the month to fish. So you don't want to miss out on these points. So get signed up and don't forget, because it happens every year. Somebody's like, oh, I forgot to sign up. Oh, I'm out of it because I forgot to sign up. So I'm just saying, don't forget to sign up.
I wonder how that drop would have affected me and Johnny's scores last year. It was a nail biter till the end.
Yeah,
I had a 1 point lead going into the last month.
I was literally just thinking about that. I was like, man, if I would have had one drop last year, I had one month where I was traveling and seeing family and whatnot, and that's the month I sucked, and I just didn't have the time on the water. But no, it's cool. I like the idea of having that 1 month, because I mean, summertime, sometimes it's just stupid hot and you don't want to be out there. It's, you can kind of pick and choose, but no, that's pretty cool that you can at least fish it, and if that's not your best score, you can, drop it. That's what was fortunate about this last year for me on the live events, is I was only able to fish 5 events, but I had good scores. So it's like, you either, fish 6 events and put in the time, or, you fish all 7 and look forward to dropping one. But yeah, that might have changed up some numbers there. It would have been interesting.
I know my first tournament in March wasn't that great. It was 6th or 7th, maybe even 8th. It was somewhere not that great. But then where I made up ground is the next 3 months, I finished 2nd or 3rd 3 months in a row. And then the last 3, I kind of caught fire, and I swept those last 3 months with first. And I think big bass on all of them too, which helps.
Yeah. Yeah. Those little bonus points help too.
Yeah.
Those bonus points came in clutch.
Speaking of bonus points and big bass, you set the record. What is that again?
111 inches, best 5. And I swear I lost one that would have helped.
That's crazy. That's an amazing score for Missouri.
Yeah, the Tourney X, I didn't even know this until I think Mason Brock screenshot and sent it to me. And he was like, dude, your best 5 estimated, it was almost 34 pounds. And I was like, I didn't even know they had an estimate on there.
Yeah, that's one of the new features they got. So you can kind of check your weight. It's just a rough
estimate. And I think it's only on the browser. I think if you hover your mouse or whatever, your clicker over the total inches, it'll tell you what the weight or kind of average it's not exact, of course. But
yeah, it's in an estimate.
Yeah. I was doing the same thing. I got one of those scales that keeps, I was keeping my best 5 through the month, and I had one month where it's 30 pounds, which is pretty cool. But it's really neat that they have that feature on that, to check that out.
Yeah, I think it was really close because I actually weighed 4 out of the 5 of those fish. And if the one I didn't weigh, which was the one I caught on the last day, and I was trying to rush and get to where I had some cell service, I didn't weigh that one. I didn't have time, but it would have been right there, I think, around 33 pounds, because they were all about 6.5 to 7 pound fish.
So one of my favorite things, and you're wearing a Council Bluffs crankbait hat. One of my favorite things is any tournament that you win on the online or the live or whatever, you can get a bait painted by Chad over there. He does some really good work. It's really cool. I picked out a couple baits that I wanted to send him, but then I was like, hey, what about these ones? What's it going to cost me? And it's not crazy expensive, but it's really good quality stuff. And I don't know how much stuff you've seen of his grubs, but I've been really impressed.
Oh, his stuff's great. I've helped him at one of the shows, and I've got obviously some of the baits painted from that, and I've also bought some baits from him. He does amazing work, and all the baits I've thrown, what I've been impressed with is how they hold the color. Whatever he, seals that with and protects it with really holds up. I'm not scuffing them. Paint's not falling off easy.
Yeah, we ran into him up here at Lake the Ozarks for that expo. And it was just cool seeing all the stuff, because he really has a ton of stuff. And then it was really cool getting with him and saying, hey, just showing him pictures and whatnot. And then I was like, well, what else can you do? And he literally blew up my messenger with just photos after photos after photos of just really cool paint jobs. So you guys can get, even if you don't win one, you guys can send baits to him and get stuff done, which is really cool.
Yeah, he paints, all the way from those 2-inch or 1.5-inch crappie crankbaits all the way to those 12-inch giant glide baits. He paints it all, and every one of them, very detailed, very realistic, and he'll customize it however you want. Couple of the ones I had him paint from winning that monthly, I just kind of briefly described what I wanted, and he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, we're really lucky to have him as one of our, major sponsors for the MoYak series. He does a lot more than just provide, the baits for the monthly online winners. But yeah, his work is exceptional. I wouldn't recommend any other artist to work on your baits for sure.
And he's a kayak fisherman himself.
That's right.
Last year when I sent him my stuff, he was really quick too. It wasn't a super long, crazy process either. He had it, he sent it back to me. It was really good turnaround too.
Yeah, I got a box full of crankbaits I'm about to send him.
He
Well, he
stays
might
busy, I'm sure.
Yeah, he might be backed up now with Rob's crankbaits, but no, he does some good stuff. Super nice guy though. If you ever get a chance just to talk to him or holler at him, do so because really great guy. So Rob's, you fishing all the monthlies this year? What are you gonna do?
I might jump in some of them. I'm not gonna go at it like I did last year. I just
That's
had
what
my
we all
first
say.
kid 2 weeks ago, so I'm at home just kind of soaking that up, and I'm just gonna soak up all the time I can with him. He's only gonna be this little once, so and the time it takes and the time I put on the water to compete, like I did last year, I'm not gonna have that time, and I'm gonna spend that with him. So um, give maybe my buddy Chad Davison a chance to run away with it this year.
Oh man.
Gonna help him out a little bit.
I don't know if I'll do that. I want to give some guys still a chance if I start giving him my waypoints.
Oh, I'm sure he already knows where you're at and what you're doing and all that stuff. I'm sure you
Yeah.
guys are thick as thieves. I know how you guys are. Well, congrats, man, on your first kid,
Yeah.
man. That's exciting.
Yes, I'm super excited. He's been awesome. It's been, I can't even explain. The last couple of weeks. Can't put it into words.
So
congratulations, man.
Yeah, for sure. So after fishing, 3 or 4 years of onlines, I mean, what's your encouragement or your pointers or what do you feel like? To me, it definitely turns into a grind and get out in the water. But what are keys for you?
Keys for me was just time on the water and just learning different bodies of water. Like I fish a lot of different lakes, and try to learn those lakes the best you can. Actually, like some of these lakes that I've fished the last few years is the ones that I did so well on last year. But what I did is I kind of got out of my comfort zone and started using different techniques and trying to like fish different baits and just basically used it for practice. And I just started figuring some things out. And you can look, like I said, that first month I was somewhere in the 6th, 7th place. The next few I was 2nd and 3rd, and then I went first. And that was because I was really trying to break down these different bodies of water I was on, and I was hunting those big fish.
Yeah, my favorite thing is like you guys can fish where you want, when you want. Like I work Saturdays, so it's like typically I'm asking off for a live event, but like Sundays and Mondays I was on the water. Like so that's the cool thing. Summertime when it's hot, you guys can go night fishing. It's really about where you want to fish and what you want to fish. Any public water, there's tons of conservation lakes that are not huge as well that you don't have to like Lake of the Ozarks here. If you're here in the summertime, it could be a nightmare. But there's some other bodies of water that you can easily get on and get access to.
Absolutely. And, I know a lot of guys, and even myself included. I mean, don't be afraid to drive to some newer lakes and try to find some of those unpressured lakes and just get out there. And, if you put in the time and you're, look and try to get out of your comfort zone, maybe using different styles. Don't just go beat the bank every day with a spinner bait. And, you're not going to probably win every month like that. You're going to have to change it up.
Map study comes into play a lot too. You get out and start looking, trying to find some of those off the wall places or some of those conservation lakes that may not be heavily pressured, or some of those places that may only be kayak accessible. That's even better. And then, that's kind of part of the game of those online series is getting out there and hunting, and not only hunting the fish, but hunting the lake that they're in as well.
Yeah, the map study is big. I started like looking at the map and started using my down scan, side scan. And before I even like some of these lakes I went to, before I even started casting, I just put that side scan on. Luckily, I mean, I know not everybody's got side scan, but I started side scanning and just looking for those, off the wall places, either the hard spot, an underwater tree, an underwater laydown, somewhere where, a fish is hiding that's not getting beat up every day by a fisherman going down the bank.
Yeah, finding virgin water can sometimes be a big help.
Yeah, I know. Like when I was getting on, like I'd get on Google and just look for like little blue spots that showed that it was like water there. And then, if it was an hour or 2 hours away, I'd start looking at that stuff and I'd just be like, well, let's go try it out. And that's the other thing too, is like, you guys can people can meet up. Like Joe Walters and I used to fish together quite a bit, and he was in Kansas City and I was in Lebanon. So we'd find, different spots in between us. Sometimes they were a complete bust and it was like, it sucks, but you were with your buddy fishing. So, I mean, it always ended up being a good day, but then other times we found little hidden gems, and, it's crazy how many of these conservation lakes, smaller rivers, have some amazing fish in them. And, some of them aren't even, fished. I know Joe, there's one spot that he went to that he literally had to drag his kayak through like this little trail and whatnot. And I was like, you're crazy. He goes, yeah, but it was supposed to be good fishing, And so that's, that's part of the adventure too on the monthlies. So that's half the fun there.
Yeah, there's some strip pits around here where I live that, yeah, you can I've got my old kayak where if I want to go fish those, I just drag it or use a little cart, and you can get back into some trails and some holes of water that, never get fished.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty cool, guys. You guys have until the morning, 6 a.m., right, Josh?
That's right. Registration closes at 6 a.m. tomorrow for the March Online Series and the Jordan Family Benefit Tournament.
So get signed up for the monthlies. Come out, fish, hang out. If you guys, I'm always up for a trip, so hit me up if you want to go fishing. Don't ask Robs where he's been catching his big fish because he's already told Chad and he's probably not going to tell you, but you might, I don't know, you might ask.
Yeah, you can always ask, right? There's nothing wrong with asking. Don't know if you'll get an answer.
Yeah. Well, Josh, tomorrow or Saturday we've got the last winter series on LOZ. Do you want to run through that real quick and talk about captain's meeting kind of stuff and all that?
Well, the captain's meeting, we'll kind of probably do that tomorrow. It's just going to be the same as the regular rules that we've had. Although this is the final one, this is going to determine the Angler of the Year, and the top 10 guys in Angler of the Year points are going to qualify to go to the Classic if they haven't already, the All-American Classic. And there's going to be roll downs too, so it's a good chance for some guys to get some more qualifying spots for the Classic as well as we wrap up the winter series.
Yeah, that's a big thing for the monthlies too. Another good way to qualify for the Classic. So it's another reason to get in there. And you don't have to win, those monthlies all month to get to make it the Classic. You just got to finish top 15 this year, Josh?
Yes, we're doing the top 15 this year. So plenty of opportunities to qualify. And I mean, that's the mother of all tournaments for our area. That's the big one. That's what everybody, well, yeah, there's another one coming up too.
Sorry.
There's a couple good ones in Missouri. Let's say that the Big Bass 250 is really going to turn into a good event too. So we're lucky here in Missouri. We've got the Great Club Series, and we've got some big tournaments coming. Also the All-Americans having a couple tournaments in Missouri this year. So 2024 is going to be big for Missouri anglers. Lots of opportunities.
Yeah. Then the Popper Bluff one. Don't forget about that. MoYak joining with that.
Kayak Adventure Series. That's going to be an amazing. That's going to be fun too. I mean, that's a really neat concept we got going on, and we're all intermingled with all these national trails this year. So lots of opportunities to double dip and win a little bit extra money on our home turf.
Yeah, that one's gonna be interesting. I like that, like 4 hours in the Friday evening you have to fish. That's kind of neat. I like fishing in the evening.
I do too.
There's a lot of water there too, which is kind of crazy. There's between lakes, rivers, smaller lakes like Wapapello. Like there's so much water to fish. So it'd be really interesting to see.
Lots of river water.
Yeah.
Tons of good rivers. I would be on the river myself. There's a lot of good river stretches there for sure.
And that's what's kind of cool is like you're not completely set on 2 days for one area per se. I mean, you could, you maybe you pre-fished in late Friday or late Thursday. It was a really good bite, and you're gonna go back there because it was on the river and it's in the evening, and then the next day you go to the lake or whatever. But I mean, it's gonna be pretty cool seeing where guys are fishing and what they're doing.
Yeah, I've been looking at the map and I have no idea what I'm gonna do. There's just river, lake, evening, all day. There's so much you can do.
Should be a good one.
Well, cool. Well, I think this is a good one. We need to do these more often, just little chit chats and whatnot, hanging out. But Chris, congrats on last year on AOY.
Thanks, appreciate it. Hey, it was a tough race, man. Congrats to you too. I mean, I know you were working your tail off.
I was, man. It's always fun to get down to the grind and say, where do I need to be at? But yeah, congrats to you for sure. I was hoping to be the first one to repeat, but I guess there's always this year, you know.
Yeah, there you go. You just win this year and next year. You got it.
Yeah. Josh,
I'll,
man.
I won't tell Chad those waypoints for you.
All right. I don't know about that, but all right. Josh, man, what else you got for us, dude?
That's about it for those that are signing up for the March online. I'll be emailing all those tournament details out here shortly. Identifier code's already been released on your Tourney X dashboard. You can see that there. Registration does close at 6 tomorrow. And also, we got the winners from February. I'll have to go through the results and get those posted up for the winners for February. I'll get that up tonight as well, too. So things are going to start moving pretty fast here in the next few weeks for MoYak. So buckle up and get ready. It's time. Time to
Here we go. Yep, let's go.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, as always, guys, it's been fun. Hopefully see you guys on the water and see you at the next MoYak event. But I guess we'll holler at you guys later.
See you later, man.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.